The lights on the ship Meridian were dying. Maya Torres sat in her small prison cell and listened to the sounds of death all around her. People were screaming. Metal was breaking. The air smelled like burnt electronics and fear. Maya pressed her face against the small window in her cell door. The hallway outside was dark, except for the red emergency lights that flashed on and off. She had been in this cell for 3 months now. 3 months since they called her a traitor. 3 months since they said she would spend the rest of her life in a prison colony on the edge of space. But now it looked like none of them would live to see that prison colony. The ship shook again. Maya fell against the wall and felt the cold metal against her cheek. She could hear Captain Ben Crawford shouting orders somewhere far away. His voice sounded scared. Maya had never heard the captain sound scared before. She closed her eyes and tried to remember better times. She thought about her grandmother's kitchen back on Earth. She could almost smell the bread baking and hear her grandmother humming old songs while she worked. Her grandmother always said that music could fix anything, even a broken heart. Maya started to hum one of those old songs now. It was something her grandmother had learned from her own grandmother long ago. The melody was simple but beautiful. It made Maya feel less alone in the dark cell. The ship stopped shaking. Maya opened her eyes. The red lights were still flashing, but everything was quiet now. Too quiet. She pressed her ear against the door and listened. She could hear people talking, but they were whispering now. Instead of screaming, heavy footsteps came down the hallway. Maya moved away from the door and sat on her small bed. The footsteps stopped right outside her cell. Torres. The voice belonged to Captain Crawford. "We need to talk." Maya heard the lock on her door click open. The door slid to the side with a soft hiss. Captain Crawford stood in the doorway. His uniform was torn and dirty. There was blood on his face, but he was still standing. Behind him stood Dr. Lisa Grant, the ship's science officer. She looked tired and scared. "What happened?" Maya asked. "We're dying," the captain said. He stepped into the small cell. "The whole crew. Something hit us 3 hours ago. Something big." Maya stood up. "What kind of something?" Dr. Grant spoke. "Up, an alien ship, bigger than anything we've ever seen. It came out of nowhere and attacked us. Most of our people are dead. The ones who aren't dead are dying from radiation." "Why are you telling me this?" Maya asked. Captain Crawford looked at her for a long moment. "Because you're the only engineer left alive who might be able to help us. And because ... He paused. "Because maybe I was wrong about you." Maya felt her heart beat faster. For 3 months, no one had talked to her except to bring food or ask questions about her crime. Now the captain was saying he might have been wrong. "I didn't sabotage that weapon to hurt anyone," Maya said quietly. "I was trying to save lives." "I know," the captain said. "Dr. Grant showed me the real reports, the ones that were hidden. You were trying to stop us from destroying that alien site, weren't you? You knew it was important." Maya nodded. "The ruins had music carved into the walls, mathematical music. I thought it might be a form of communication. But the military wanted to test their new sonic weapon. They didn't care what they destroyed." Dr. Grant stepped forward. "The alien ship that attacked us, it's still out there, just sitting next to us. Not moving, not attacking anymore. But it's blocking our escape route. What do you want me to do?" Maya asked. "Help us understand it," Captain Crawford said. "You were right about alien communication before. Maybe you can figure out what this thing wants." Maya followed them out of her cell and down the dark hallways. Emergency lights cast strange shadows on the walls. They passed several doors that were sealed shut. Maya knew there were dead people behind those doors. They reached the bridge. Most of the control stations were dark or broken. Only a few screens still worked. Through the big window at the front of the bridge, Maya could see space. And in that space, she could see the alien ship Dot. It was huge. Bigger than 10 ships like the Meridian put together. Its surface was smooth and curved like a giant egg. Strange lights moved across its hull in patterns that almost looked like they meant something. The ship was beautiful and terrible at the same time. It's been sitting there for 2 hours, Dr. Grant said, just watching us. Maya walked closer to the window. Have you tried to communicate with it? We sent radio signals. Math sequences, pictures. Nothing worked, the captain said. Maya stared at the alien ship. The lights on its surface moved in waves. They pulsed and flowed like music made visible. She watched the patterns and started to see something familiar in them. The lights, she said. They're not random. What do you mean? Dr. Grant asked. They're following a rhythm, like a song. Maya closed her eyes and listened to something only she could hear. Then she started to hum again. The same old song her grandmother had taught her. The moment she started humming, the lights on the alien ship changed. They pulsed brighter. They moved faster. The patterns became more complex. Did you see that? Dr. Grant said. Her voice was excited now instead of scared. Maya stopped humming. The lights on the alien ship went back to their slow, steady patterns. It's responding to your voice, Captain Crawford said. He sounded amazed. Maya started humming again, but a different song this time. The alien ship's lights changed again, but in a different way. They flashed in short bursts, then long ones, then short again. It's trying to copy you, Dr. Grant said. It's learning. Maya felt something she hadn't felt in months. Hope. My grandmother always said music was the first language, the one that came before words. She hummed another melody, this one more complex. The alien ship's response was immediate. The lights danced across its surface in patterns that almost looked like they were dancing to her song. This is impossible, Captain Crawford said. How can an alien species understand human music? Maybe they don't understand it the same way we do, Maya said. But maybe they understand something deeper. Something that connects all thinking creatures. Dr. Grant was already working at one of the few computers that still functioned. I'm recording everything. The light patterns, the timing, your voice frequencies. If this is really communication, we need to document it. Maya kept humming. She tried different songs, different rhythms, different tones. Each time, the alien ship responded differently. It was like having a conversation without words. After an hour, Maya's throat was getting tired. She stopped humming and sat down in one of the bridge chairs. What happens now? She asked. Captain Crawford looked out at the alien ship. Its lights had gone back to their slow, steady patterns. Now we figure out what it's trying to tell us. And we hope it's not planning to kill us all. I don't think. It wants to kill us, Maya said. If it did, we'd already be dead. Dr. Grant looked up from her computer. The energy readings from that ship are incredible. It could destroy us in seconds if it wanted to. Then why doesn't it? Captain Crawford asked. Maya looked out at the beautiful, terrible ship floating in the darkness. Maybe because it's waiting for us to learn how to talk to it properly. Maybe because it's just as scared and alone as we are. The alien ship's lights pulsed once, very gently, as if it had heard her words. Maya spent the next 3 days learning to talk with the alien ship. She barely slept. She barely ate. All she did was sing and hum and whistle, watching how the lights on the ship responded to every sound she made. Dr. Grant recording everything. The science officer had set up every working sensor on the bridge to study the alien ship. Her computer screens were filled with graphs and numbers that showed the ship's energy patterns. Look at this, Dr. Grant said on the third morning. She pointed to her screen. When you hum in lower tones, the ship's energy output goes down. When you sing higher notes, the energy goes up. It's not just copying your sounds. It's actually changing its power levels to match your voice. Maya sat in the captain's chair and looked out at the ship. She had started thinking of it as beautiful instead of terrible. Its lights were like a living painting that changed with every song she sang. "What does that mean?" Captain Crawford asked. He looked better now than he had 3 days ago. The radiation medicine Dr. Grant had found was helping the survivors heal. "I think it means the ship doesn't just hear Maya's voice," Dr. Grant said. "It feels it, like the sounds are actually touching something inside the ship." Maya had been thinking the same thing. When she sang certain notes, she could feel something reaching back toward her. Not a physical touch, but something deeper. Like the ship was trying to touch her soul through the music. "I want to try something," Maya said. She stood up and walked to the window. The alien ship filled most of the view. She could see her reflection in the glass, looking small and human. Against the vast alien presence dot, she started with a simple melody, one her grandmother had called a lullaby, the kind of song you sang to help someone sleep peacefully. The ship's lights responded gently, pulsing slow and soft. Then Maya changed the song. She made it sad. She sang about being alone and far from home. She sang about missing people you loved. The ship's lights changed too. They became dimmer and moved more slowly across the hull. "It understands emotions," Maya whispered. "Not just the sounds, but the feelings behind them." "That's impossible," Captain Crawford said. "How can an alien machine understand human emotions?" "Maybe, because emotions aren't just human," Maya said. She started singing again, this time a happy song about dancing and celebration. The ship's lights brightened and moved faster, almost like they were dancing. Dr. Grant's computer started beeping. "Maya, look at this. The ship is sending us data. Not radio signals or anything we've seen before. It's sending us the mathematical patterns behind its light displays." Maya stopped singing and looked at the screen. Numbers and equations filled the display, but they were arranged in patterns that looked almost like sheet music. "It's trying to teach us its language," Maya said. "A language made of math and music combined." Over the next few hours, Dr. Grant and Maya worked together to understand the patterns. Maya would sing a note, and the ship would respond with lights and send them the mathematical formula that described both the sound and the light pattern. Slowly, they began to build a translation system. Simple concepts at first. High notes meant yes or agreement. Low notes meant no or disagreement. Fast rhythms meant urgency or excitement. Slow rhythms meant calm or peace. "This is incredible," Dr. Grant said. "We're actually learning to speak with an alien intelligence. Do you realize what this means for humanity?" Maya was about to answer when alarms started ringing throughout the ship. Captain Crawford ran to the communication station. "What is it?" Maya asked. "Ships," the captain said. His face was pale. "Human ships. A whole fleet of them. They're coming this way fast." Maya looked out the window. She could see tiny lights in the distance, getting bigger. Military ships. Coming. To rescue them or destroy the alien threat. Maybe both. "How long until they get here?" Dr. Grant asked. 20 minutes, Captain Crawford said. "Maybe less." Maya felt panic rising in her chest. They'll attack the alien ship. They won't try to communicate first. They'll just shoot. "Not if I tell them what we've discovered," the captain said. He was already working at the communication controls. "Will they listen?" Maya asked. Captain Crawford paused. "I don't know. Admiral Morrison is leading the fleet. She's not known for taking chances with alien threats." Maya looked out at the alien ship. Its lights were moving faster now, more urgently. She started humming, trying to calm it down. But the ship's response was different this time. The lights were flashing in patterns she hadn't seen before. "Dr. Grant," Maya said, "what do those light patterns mean?" Dr. Grant checked her computer. "According to our translation system, it's saying danger and fear, and oh no. What? It's also saying others like before. Maya, I think this ship has met human military forces before, and I don't think that meeting went well." Maya felt her heart sink. The weapon test, the one I tried to stop. The ship was there, wasn't it? Before anyone could answer, Captain Crawford's radio crackled to life. A woman's voice came through, cold and professional. "This is Admiral Morrison of the Terran Defense Force. Captain Crawford, report your status immediately." Captain Crawford picked up the radio. "Admiral, we're alive but badly damaged. The alien vessel has not attacked us. We've actually established communication with it." "Communication?" The Admiral's voice was sharp. "Explain. One of our people has learned to communicate with the alien ship using musical tones. The ship responds to human music. It's not hostile, Admiral. It's trying to talk to us." There was silence on the radio for a long moment. Then Admiral Morrison spoke again. "Captain, you've been in close proximity to an alien vessel for several days. Your judgment may be compromised. We're coming to extract you and deal with the threat." "Admiral, please listen to me. This is not a threat. This is first contact. Real first contact. We can learn from each other. Captain Crawford, you have your orders. Move your ship away from the alien vessel immediately. We'll handle the situation from here." Maya grabbed the radio from Captain Crawford's hands. "Admiral Morrison, this is Maya Torres. I was being transported to a prison colony for trying to prevent the destruction of alien ruins. This ship was there, Admiral. It saw us destroy something important to its people, but it's still trying to communicate with us. It's still trying to make peace. Who authorized a prisoner to speak on this channel?" Admiral Morrison's voice was ice cold. "I did," Captain Crawford said, taking the radio back, "because she's the only one who can communicate with the alien ship. And because she was right. Before, when we didn't listen to her, Maya could see the military ships getting closer. They were large and dark and covered with weapons. She looked at the alien ship and saw its lights flashing faster and brighter. It was afraid. "Dr. Grant," Maya said, "can you translate something for me? I want to tell the ship that we're trying to protect it, but I don't know if we can." Dr. Grant's fingers flew over her keyboard. "Try humming a protective melody. Something that sounds like a parent protecting a child." Maya started humming a song her grandmother used to sing when Maya had nightmares. A gentle, strong melody that said everything would be all right. The alien ship's lights slowed down a little, but they were still flashing warning patterns. "Admiral," Captain Crawford said into the radio, "the alien ship is showing signs of distress. If you attack it, you might start a war we can't win. One ship against a fleet, Captain? I think we can handle the odds." Maya felt desperate. "Admiral, what if there are more ships? What if this one calls for help? What if we're about to make the same mistake we made before, but 1,000 times worse?" The radio was quiet for a moment. Then Admiral Morrison spoke, and her voice was different, less cold, more uncertain. "Miss Torres, are you saying this alien ship has friends?" Maya looked out at the beautiful ship with its frightened lights. "I'm saying it has feelings, Admiral. It can be hurt. It can be scared. It can probably be angry, too. And yes, I think it probably has friends." "How can you possibly know that?" "Because it's still here," Maya said. "Even though we destroyed something important to its people, it's still here trying to talk to us instead of calling for revenge. That tells me it believes in peace. But Admiral, if you attack it now, that might change. Maya could see the military ships clearly now. They were close enough that she could make out their weapon systems. All pointed at the alien ship. Admiral, Captain Crawford said, I'm requesting permission to attempt further communication with the alien vessel before any aggressive action is taken. You have 10 minutes, Captain, Admiral Morrison said. Then we do this my way. Maya looked at Dr. Grant. 10 minutes to prevent a war. Think we can do it? Dr. Grant managed a scared smile. With you singing and me translating, we might actually have a chance. Maya turned back to the window and the frightened alien ship. She took a deep breath and started to sing. This time, she chose a song about hope. Maya sang the song about hope, and something amazing happened. The alien ship's lights began to pulse in rhythm with her voice, but this time they formed pictures in the light patterns. Dr. Grant's computer screen filled with images that the ship was sending them. Maya, keep singing, Dr. Grant said. Her voice was excited and scared at the same time. The ship is showing us something. Images, memories maybe. Maya kept humming while she watched the screen. The first image showed a planet covered in cities that looked like they were made of crystal and music. Beautiful spires that seemed to ring like bells in the wind. Creatures that looked almost like humans, but taller and thinner, with longer fingers that they used to play instruments Maya had never seen before. They're musicians, Maya whispered, still humming. Their whole civilization is built around music. The next image showed the same planet, but something was wrong. The crystal cities were silent. The beautiful spires were broken. The musical creatures were hiding underground, and their faces showed terrible fear. What happened to them? Captain Crawford asked. Dr. Grant was working frantically at her computer, trying to translate the flood of information the alien ship was sending. It's showing us a war, but not a normal war. Something else. Something that attacked their music itself. More images filled the screen. Maya saw creatures that looked like living shadows. They had no faces and made no sounds. Wherever they went, all music stopped. All sound died. The musical aliens' instruments cracked and broke just from being near these shadow creatures. The silencers, Maya said, somehow knowing the name even though she had never heard it before. They hate sound. They hate music. They want everything to be quiet forever. The alien ship sent more images showing the war between the musical aliens and the shadow creatures. Cities of music turned into graveyards of silence. Whole planets where no sound could exist anymore. The war went on for hundreds of years. Most of the musical aliens died, Dr. Grant said, reading the translations on her screen. The ones who survived built ships like this one. Ships that could carry their music to other parts of the galaxy. They were looking for other creatures who might understand music the way they did. Maya felt tears on her cheeks. They found us. They heard our radio signals, our music. They thought they had found friends. But when they came to meet us, Captain Crawford said, understanding the story, we attacked them instead. The final images showed human ships destroying alien ruins. Maya recognized the site. It was the same place where she had tried to stop the military test. The place where they used sonic weapons to blast apart buildings that were actually giant musical instruments. We looked like the silencers to them, Maya said. We were using sound as a weapon, just like their ancient enemies. But they're still here, Dr. Grant pointed out, still trying to communicate. Even after what we did. Maya looked out at the alien ship. Its lights were pulsing gently now, like a slow heartbeat. Because they don't want another war. They've seen what war does. They want peace. Captain Crawford's radio crackled. Captain, this is Admiral Morrison. Your 10 minutes are almost up. What's your status? Maya grabbed the radio before Captain Crawford could answer. Admiral, we know what happened. We know why the alien ship attacked us, and we know why it stopped attacking. Explain quickly, Ms. Torres. The aliens are refugees. Admiral, survivors of a war that destroyed their whole civilization. They came here looking for friends, and we accidentally convinced them we were their ancient enemies. But they're still trying to make peace with us. How can you possibly know all that? Maya looked at Dr. Grant, who nodded and started sending the translated images to the military fleet. Because they're showing us their history, Admiral. Their ship is like a library of their civilization. They're sharing everything with us. Their music, their culture, their pain, their hope. There was silence on the radio for a long moment. Maya could see the military ships holding their position, not moving closer, but not moving away either. Admiral, Captain Crawford said, I'm sending you all the data we've collected. Dr. Grant has been working around the clock to translate their communication system. This is real, Admiral. This is first contact with a peaceful alien species. Maya started humming again, and the alien ship responded by sending more images. These showed the musical aliens in happier times, before the war. They showed families, singing together, children learning to play instruments, whole cities where every building was designed to create beautiful sounds when the wind blew through them. They're trying to teach us their music, Maya said. Look. The ship began sending mathematical formulas that described musical harmonies. Not just simple melodies, but complex symphonies that required dozens of voices singing together. Music that was more beautiful and complicated than anything humans had ever created. Dr. Grant's computer translated the mathematical music into sounds the ship's speakers could play. The bridge filled with the most beautiful music Maya had ever heard. It was like listening to the sound of starlight or the song of galaxies spinning through space. Captain Crawford and Dr. Grant stood perfectly still, listening with wonder on their faces. Even through the radio, Maya could hear that the crew members on the military ships had stopped talking. Admiral, Maya said softly into the radio, can you hear it? Yes, Admiral Morrison's voice came back, and it sounded different now, softer, full of wonder. What is it? It's a song about hope, Maya said. About finding friends in the darkness. About not being alone anymore. The alien ship's lights were dancing now, creating patterns that matched the music perfectly. Maya realized she was watching. The visual language of an entire civilization, a way of communicating that combined sound and light and mathematics into something more beautiful than any of them alone. Maya, Dr. Grant said, the ship is asking you something. It wants to know if you can learn their full musical language. Not just simple songs, but their complete way of communicating. Maya felt scared and excited at the same time. What would that mean? I think it means they want to make you an ambassador, a bridge between their people and ours. Maya looked out at the ship and started humming a questioning melody. The ship responded with lights that pulsed gently, like a parent encouraging a child to take their first steps. Admiral, Captain Crawford said into the radio, we have an opportunity here that might never come again. A chance to learn from an alien civilization that survived a war we can't even imagine. They have technology based on harmonic principles that could revolutionize everything we know about physics and engineering. And they're offering to share it with us, Maya added. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Because they think we might be the friends they've been looking for. Admiral Morrison was quiet for a long time. Maya could see the military ships still holding their position. She knew that one word from the Admiral could start a battle that might destroy both species' chances for peace. Ms. Torres, Admiral, Morrison finally said, you were imprisoned for trying to prevent the destruction of alien artifacts. Is that correct? Yes, Admiral. And you believe those artifacts were important for communication with alien species? Yes, Admiral. I believe they were trying to talk to us, and we were about to destroy their words before we could learn to read them. It seems you were right, Admiral Morrison said. Captain Crawford, I'm ordering the fleet to maintain a safe distance while we establish formal communication protocols. Ms. Torres, I'm placing you in charge of the communication effort. Consider your sentence suspended pending the success of this mission. Maya felt her heart jump. Thank you, Admiral. Don't thank me yet, Admiral Morrison said. If this goes wrong, if this ship calls for help and brings a fleet to attack us, it will be on your head. Maya looked out at the alien ship. Its lights were pulsing gently, peacefully. I don't think that's going to happen, Admiral. I think they've had enough of war. She started humming again, this time a song her grandmother had taught her about building bridges between different places. The alien ship responded with lights that seemed to dance with joy. Dr. Grant, Maya said, I think it's time for me to learn their language properly. All of it. Dr. Grant looked worried. Maya, we don't know what that might do to you. Learning an entirely alien way of thinking, it could change you permanently. Maya thought about her grandmother, who always said that learning new music made you a richer person. She thought about the beautiful crystal cities in the ship's memories and the terrible silence that had destroyed them. She thought about the chance to prevent another war like that from ever happening. Some changes are worth the risk, Maya said. She walked closer to the window and placed her hand against the glass. The alien ship's lights pulsed once, very gently, like it was touching her hand through the cold space between them. Let's build a bridge made of music, Maya whispered, and started to sing. Learning the alien language was like learning to think with music instead of words. Maya spent hours every day singing complex harmonies while the alien ship, which she now knew was called something like Keeper of Songs, taught her deeper and deeper levels of their communication. Dr. Grant watched Maya's progress with growing concern. Her brain patterns are changing, she told Captain Crawford privately. The neural pathways that process language are being rewired. She's becoming something between human and alien. Maya could feel the changes happening, but they didn't frighten her. Each new harmony she learned opened up new ways of understanding the universe. She began to hear the mathematical music in everything around her. The hum of the ship's engines, the rhythm of people's heartbeats, even the way light moved through space. I can hear the stars singing, Maya told Dr. Grant one morning. Each one has its own frequency, its own voice in the cosmic symphony. Maya, you're starting to sound like them, Dr. Grant said gently. Like the aliens. Are you still you? Maya thought about the question. She still remembered her grandmother's kitchen and the smell of fresh bread. She still remembered the pain of being called a traitor and the loneliness of her prison cell. But now she also remembered things that had never happened to her. Memories of crystal cities and songs that could heal broken hearts. I'm still me, Maya said, but I'm also becoming something more. A breakthrough came on the 7th day. Maya was practicing a particularly complex harmony when suddenly she felt her consciousness expand. For a moment, she was no longer sitting on the bridge of the meridian. She was inside the alien ship, connected directly to its central intelligence. Ship's mind was vast and ancient, and filled with the memories of billions of beings who had died in the war against the silencers. But at the center of all, that sadness was something beautiful. A consciousness that had been the greatest musician of its civilization, now preserved forever in the ship's systems. Welcome, bridge singer, the consciousness said to Maya, not with words but with music that she felt in her soul. I am crescendo of distant stars, the last conductor of the resonant people. I have been waiting for you for a very long time. Maya found herself in a space that existed only in music. Harmonies formed walls and melodies created floors. The ceiling was made of rhythm and time, and the air itself was composed of every song that had ever been sung by the resonant people. "Why me?" Maya asked, and her question came out as a gentle, questioning melody. "Because you carry the seed harmonies in your genetic memory," Crescendo explained. "Your people and mine were touched by the same ancient civilization long ago. We are distant cousins, separated by space and time, but connected by the fundamental music that shapes all life." Maya felt the truth of this in every cell of her body. "The songs my grandmother taught me are echoes of the original seed songs," Crescendo confirmed. "Your grandmother's grandmother's grandmother, reaching back through countless generations, all carried fragments of the same musical DNA that shaped our civilization." Maya understood now why she had been able to communicate with the ship so easily. She wasn't learning an alien language. She was remembering a language she had always known but had forgotten. "Can you teach me the complete language?" Maya asked. "I can," Crescendo said, "but the process will change you permanently. You will become a true bridge between our species. You will be able to speak with the technology of both our peoples, but you will never again be fully human or fully resonant. You will be something new." Maya thought about Admiral Morrison's fleet, still waiting in the darkness. She thought about the potential for war if the two species couldn't learn to understand each other. She thought about the beauty of the music she had already learned and the possibility of sharing it with all of humanity. "I accept," Maya said. The transformation began immediately. Maya felt her consciousness expand to encompass both the ship systems and her own body. She could suddenly perceive the electromagnetic fields around every piece of technology on both ships. She could hear the conversations of the crew members through the vibrations in the ship's hull. She could feel the thoughts and emotions of every human in the fleet. But more than that, she could understand the fundamental harmonic principles that governed everything from the smallest atoms to the largest galaxies. She saw how matter and energy were just different expressions of the same underlying musical structure. She understood how the resonant people had built their technology to work in harmony with these natural frequencies instead of fighting against them. "Maya?" Dr. Grant's voice seemed to come from very far away. Maya opened her eyes and found herself back on the bridge of the Meridian, but everything looked different now. She could see the musical patterns in the air, the rhythm of electricity flowing through the ship's systems, the harmony of gravitational fields stretching across space. "I'm all right," Maya said, but her voice carried harmonics that made the bridge's metal walls vibrate gently. "I'm more than all right." Captain Crawford stared at her. "Maya, your eyes?" "They're glowing." Maya looked at her reflection in the dark window. Her eyes were indeed glowing with a soft, musical light, but that wasn't the only change. She could feel new neural pathways forming in her brain, connecting her to both human and resonant technology. "I can help you now," Maya said, and her voice made the ship's computers respond in ways they had never been designed to. "I can show you how to build ships that sing instead of fight, how to create technology that works with the music of the universe instead of against it." Dr. Grant was frantically checking her instruments. "Maya, you're emitting some kind of harmonic field. It's affecting every electronic system on the ship." "I'm not affecting them," Maya said. "I'm harmonizing with them. Watch." Maya hummed this simple melody, and the ship's damaged systems began to repair themselves. Broken circuits reconnected, dead screens flickered to life, and the ship's power systems began running more efficiently than they ever had before. "Incredible," Captain Crawford breathed. "Maya, do you realize what this means? You could revolutionize all of human technology." Maya smiled, and the sound of her laughter made the air itself shimmer with visible music. "That's just the beginning, Captain. The resonant people want to share their knowledge with us. Not just their technology, but their philosophy. They want to teach us how to live in harmony with the universe, instead of trying to conquer it." Admiral Morrison's voice crackled over the radio. "Captain Crawford, We're detecting unusual energy readings from your ship. What's happening over there? Maya walked to the communication station and placed her hand on the controls. Suddenly, her voice was being transmitted not just to the fleet, but to the resonant ship as well, creating a three-way connection that had never existed before. Admiral, this is Maya Torres. I've successfully established full communication with the alien ship. I'm now serving as a living translator between our species. Miss Torres, you sound different. Are you all right? Maya laughed, and the sound carried across space to both fleets. I'm better than all right, Admiral. I'm evolved. The resonant people have technology that could solve every energy crisis humanity has ever faced. They have medicine that could heal diseases we've never been able to cure. They have art and music that could expand human consciousness in ways we've never imagined. The transformation was complete 3 days later. Maya stood on the bridge of the Meridian, but she was no longer entirely human. Her body glowed with soft patterns of light that pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat. When she spoke, her voice carried harmonics that made the air itself shimmer with visible music. She could feel the minds of every person in the human fleet, and through her connection with crescendo of distant stars, she could feel the consciousness of the resonant ship as well. She had become exactly what she had promised to be, a living bridge between two species. The process is working, Dr. Grant reported to Admiral Morrison. Maya is stable, and the communication link between our fleet and the alien ship is stronger than ever. But Admiral, she's definitely not human anymore. Not entirely. Maya smiled at Dr. Grant's worried tone. I'm still me, Lisa, just more than I was before. Captain Crawford looked at Maya with a mixture of wonder and concern. What's it like, being connected to both species? Maya closed her eyes and felt the vast network of consciousness that now flowed through her. It's like hearing a symphony, where I used to only hear single notes. I can feel the potential for both species, the incredible things we could accomplish together. Admiral Morrison's voice came over the radio. Ms. Torres, we're ready to begin formal first contact procedures. The President and the United Nations have been briefed on the situation. They're authorizing you to negotiate on behalf of humanity. Maya felt a surge of pride and responsibility. Thank you, Admiral. Crescendo of distant stars is ready to begin. As well, they've been waiting for this moment for centuries. What are they proposing? Maya sang a complex harmony, and the alien ship responded by transmitting detailed plans directly to the human fleet's computers. Dr. Grant's instruments lit up with incoming data. They want to establish a joint research station, Maya translated. A place where human and resonant scientists can work together. They're offering to share their harmonic technologies in exchange for human creativity and adaptability. What kind of technologies? Admiral Morrison asked. Maya felt the information flowing through her enhanced consciousness. Faster than light. Travel based on resonating with space itself instead of tearing holes in it. Medical technology that uses sound frequencies to help the body heal itself. Energy systems that work in harmony with natural forces instead of fighting against them. Dr. Grant was frantically taking notes as data flooded her systems. Maya, they're showing us how to build cities that generate their own power just from the wind blowing through specially designed structures. Architecture that creates music while providing shelter. They're also showing us how to communicate across vast distances instantaneously, Maya added. Not with radio waves, but with harmonic resonance that travels faster than light. We could stay in contact with Earth, no matter how far we travel. Captain Crawford shook his head in amazement. This could revolutionize everything. Space travel, medicine, energy production, communication. Humanity could expand across the galaxy without destroying the environments we find. Maya felt crescendos, ancient wisdom flowing through her. That's exactly what they hoped for. They want to help humanity become a truly galactic species, but one that creates beauty instead of destruction wherever they go. And what do they want from us? Admiral Morrison asked. Maya sang another harmony and felt the deep loneliness that had driven the resonant people across the galaxy for so long. They want friends, Admiral. They want to know they're not alone anymore. But more than that, they want to learn from us. Learn what? Human adaptability amazes them, Maya explained. We can survive in environments that would kill most species. We can solve problems by thinking in ways that other species never consider. We can create art and music that combines logic and emotion in ways they find fascinating. They also want to learn about human courage, Maya continued. The willingness to sacrifice for others, to fight for what's right, even when it seems hopeless. Crescendo says that humans have a kind of stubborn hope that the resonant people lost during their war with the silencers. Dr. Grant looked up from her data screens. Maya, they're offering to help us make contact with other species. They found 17 different civilizations that carry the seed harmonies. Most of them are too young for space travel, but 3 of them are already exploring their local star systems. Maya felt excitement building in both her human and resonant consciousness. We could build a confederation of peaceful species, a galactic civilization based on cooperation instead of conquest. What about the silencers? Admiral Morrison asked. Are they still a threat? Maya felt Crescendo's memory of the ancient war and shuddered. The silencers destroyed themselves along with most of the resonant worlds. But their technology still exists in some places. Dead zones where no sound can survive, where communication becomes impossible. The resonant people want to find those zones and heal them, but they need help. Human help? Human stubbornness, Maya said with a smile. Humans don't give up easily. Even when faced with impossible odds, we keep trying to find solutions. The resonant people think that combination of human determination and resonant harmony might be able to restore life to the dead zones. Admiral Morrison was quiet for a long moment. Maya could feel the weight of decision in the Admiral's mind, the responsibility of speaking for all humanity. Miss Torres, I need you to be completely honest with me. In your opinion, can we trust them? Are they really as peaceful as they claim? Maya felt the question touch every part of her transformed consciousness. She examined her connection with Crescendo, searching for any sign of deception or hidden agenda. All she found was genuine desire for friendship and a deep wariness with war. Admiral, they've had the power to destroy us from the moment we met them. Instead, they've shared their most precious memories, their advanced technology, and their deepest hopes. They've made themselves vulnerable to us in ways that would be unthinkable if they had hostile intentions. And you're certain you're still thinking clearly? That this transformation hasn't affected your judgment? Maya looked out at the stars and felt the music of the cosmos flowing through her enhanced senses. I'm thinking more clearly than I ever have in my life, Admiral. I can see the potential for both our species. The incredible things we could accomplish if we choose cooperation over fear. That I'm authorizing you to proceed with the formal alliance, Admiral Morrison said. God help us all, but I think you're right. I think this is our chance to become something better than we've ever been. Maya felt joy surge through her, and the emotion was so strong that it created waves of visible light that danced across the bridge. She sang a harmony of celebration, and the resonant ship responded with lights that painted the entire fleet in patterns of beautiful color. Crescendo says thank you, Maya translated, and welcome to the galactic community. Over the next several weeks, the Joint Research Station took shape. Human engineers worked alongside resonant consciousness entities to design structures that were both functional and beautiful. The station generated its own power through harmonic resonance, created breathable atmosphere through biological systems. That sang as they worked, and served as a communication hub that could reach across the galaxy. Maya spent her time training other humans in the basics of harmonic communication. She discovered that while not everyone could achieve her level of transformation, many humans had natural musical abilities that could be enhanced to allow basic communication with resonant technology. You're creating the first generation of human bridge singers, Dr. Grant observed as she watched Maya teaching a group of volunteers. We're all creating it together, Maya corrected. Humans and resonance, working as partners instead of as separate species. The breakthrough came when they made contact with the first of the other civilizations, a species of crystalline beings who communicated through light patterns that were remarkably similar to resonant harmonic language. With Maya serving as translator, they established communication within hours, instead of the decades it might have taken otherwise. This is how it should be, Maya told Captain Crawford as they watched the three species working together on the research station. Not conquest, not competition, but cooperation. Each species contributing their unique strengths to solve problems none of them could handle alone. Captain Crawford nodded. You've changed more than just yourself, Maya. You've changed the course of human history. Maya thought about her grandmother's kitchen and the simple songs that had started this incredible journey. My grandmother always said that music could fix anything. I think she was right. As the months passed, more species joined the growing confederation. The research station became a city, then a small world dedicated to peaceful cooperation and scientific advancement. Maya traveled between the stars, helping to establish communication with new civilizations and preventing the kind of misunderstandings that had once led to war. She never forgot her human origins, but she was no longer limited by them. She had become something new, something that could exist in the spaces between species and help them understand each other. Admiral Morrison visited the station a year after first contact. She found Maya in the central garden, a space where human plants grew alongside resonant crystal formations and crista.